Howdy, Possum Patty here along with little TT. And after working outside, I filled up the hummingbird feeders and I went over to the pumpkin patch and gave them a little water. I decided I would come in and just sit at the table and putz around. So this is going to be Possum Patty putzing around. Come on along. Well, there were a few things I wanted to put into the beautiful journal. And look how chunky, oh my gosh. Good thing I only have a few more pages to do, because that's a real alligator mouth right there. And I'll show you what I did and what I'm working on. I did one spread, I'm working on another. And then I have this little box on the table that when I get little tiny scraps of something, I stick it in there so that I can put it into my mini collage book, which is a lot of fun. I don't work in it nearly as much as I should because it's a lot of fun. And I noticed, oh my gosh, my basket of teeny tiny garbage is overflowing. That means I have a lot of mini collage work to do. But in the back of that, I had a few things there. I thought, well, maybe I'll just take those and whip up a few more mini collage books. So the first one I made was this one from, cherry throat lozenges. And I did sew it on the sewing machine because I was like, how can I get this done quickly, right? So I just sewed it on the sewing machine down the middle there. There's two signatures, I think with like 6 in each. And I'll give you a closer look on the overhead camera. And then I had this little tiny vanilla extract box. And I said, oh, that would make the cutest little tiny journal. And I had all this cardstock, plain vanilla cardstock, that I must have trimmed off the bottom of some pages when I was making a book or something. So I folded a few of these to make 2 signatures. I don't know if I can sew this on the machine though. Maybe. Cardstock's a little thicker. On this one I used some of the lighter paper, so I knew it would work. I might have to hand sew this little tiny one. I'll show you the other one in a second. And look what I found. Wait. So I was cleaning up. And trying to organize. Don't laugh. And I found this little mini bag of more scraps. So now I actually need a bigger box to put my scraps in because there's a whole lot of really fun scraps in here that I save from projects. And I don't make too many clusters, so I just do some mini journaling with those. And I found this. Look at this. It's cute. I made this for my gnome journal, and then I didn't use it in my gnome journal because it got way too fat. But this is with the handmade paper, and these pictures are from the book about gnomes. And then this green splash here, I put a little border on the inside. And this is just regular loose leaf paper, but it is all dyed with watercolors. It is so cute. So much fun when you find something you forgot you had that. So I'm thinking, well, what can I use this for? I don't know. But it'll float around the room for a while more till I figure out what to use it for. So those are 2 things. I know 2 completely different things. I get sidetracked, but I was just like, I didn't have a goal in mind. I just wanted to sit down, relax, and whatever popped into my mind, I just started working on. So let's go to the other camera, which is over there, and I'll show you what the pages I've been working on, and then maybe I'll do a little more with the mini journals. Okay, big mess on the desk today, but that's okay. It's a holiday weekend, just relaxing and playing around here. So, okay, so I love this with the vanilla and the flower on the cover, so I might not cover up this picture like I did with my mini trash. I did artist on here. This is all from like a magazine or something. I think somebody sent me that. But before I sew these in, because these are plain vanilla, do I want to paint them? I know they're going to get covered up. But maybe before I sew these in, I might want to paint this paper. So this might be another day. That might be another day. I'll have some messy play painting those maybe. I do have two more. These are the little boxes that the paper comes in for my Canon Mini IV printer. And this is like, you know, think Polaroid. There's no ink in there. The pictures just print out with the ink in the paper already. So I got two more of those, and that's what I use for this one. So this is a really fun size. So I'm going to save these. I'm going to put those back in the box for now because I'm working on this one. So I'm going to have one that's a little larger than this, and I'm going to have one that's a little smaller. Whoops. So this is my original. So this one's going to be a little smaller, and this one's going to be a little larger. So I have, you know, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear here. So that'll be fun. 3 different sizes of minis. And to give you an idea, this is 3 by about 4.5. This one is about 2 1/4 by about 3 3/4. And this one is about 1 3/4 inches by 3 3/4. So those are the sizes. Now on this one, I grabbed a bunch of scraps from this bag of junk here, and this is just junk mail and trash, basically. Took them out of the trash. This is a really nice piece of paper that Dolores gave me, and I wanted a really pretty page for the first one. This is just scrap. That's my clock. It's a mockingbird. This is a piece of tracing paper I had stamped for a project. I never used that. I stamped a lot. This is an envelope from the bank, so that's going to be a pocket in there. A flyer from one of the car dealerships, come buy a new truck. And this paper is from the back of the North American Wildlife book. And I'm going to do a major fold out there in the center. And there's those trucks. Oh, Mr. Possum yelling at TT. She ran out before. She ran out in the yard. I had to go catch her. She's very sneaky today. And I love this. This was an envelope that came in the mail. Junk mail, but it was yellow. I said, ooh, that's going in the book. Some more of that paper. Scraps of paper left over from things I was doing. Another envelope from the bank. And this was a brown, I think this is for a card, yeah. Birthday card or something. Save the envelope. And this is end paper from that North American Wildlife. So get a nice fold out there. 100% recycled paper. Well, the recycled paper has been upcycled to a mini journal. How about that? Upcycled, recycled. It's upcycled and recycled. Oh, this was AARP. Sent this really pretty yellow envelope. I want to thank them for that. This one even has a little window there. So I will probably decorate the inside. And I think I might leave this. Or I might put some more pictures on it. I'm not sure, but I like the little cherries there. And this is Tyvek from a mailing envelope. And I'll probably cover that up. So that's my minis for today. And I'm either going to work on these or some more on my journal page. So let me show you what I've done in this journal. I really would like to get this done this week, finish this up. There's not that many more pages, and I do have a whole bunch of things I want to put in here. So it's not impossible, not impossible. So the first thing I was working on was this spread here. And if you watch the other videos, you know that I went out and I picked some flowers to put in my flower press. So I have a picture of that. And then just a close-up of some of the flowers that I picked. And you know what? I had this page. This is a magazine page. That's been floating around the room for a year or so, or more. And it has this frame with these dried flowers in it, and it says, "Petal Perfect. A pressed flower artist preserves the beauty and charm of bright blooms with her delicate, detailed garden pictures." And so I knew that since I pressed flowers, that this would be a great background to put on the journal page. And I never used it, of course, and like I said, cleaning up, organizing. And when I find something that I want to use, I've been throwing it on the table, which that doesn't always work because then I get too many things on the table. But anyway, long story longer. So I put down the magazine page, and then this paper, I just got this from Dolores. And I just thought the light lavenders and purples match this, and of course it's got butterflies with gold foil, but it was a little short for the page, so I topped and I put on the bottom, top and the bottom, some of this sparkly, this is washi tape, and then so I used some washi tape to pretend like it was holding down the pictures on this one, and it really blends in with the background, but that's okay. It doesn't have to stand out like this purple tape does. I didn't want it to distract too much. So this was a lot of fun, and I finally got to put this page in, this magazine page, into the journal. Yay for that. Okay, so then I got some things from Melody, that Melody made, and one was this paper. Now we did a tag swap. We did a tag swap, and we did steampunk, and this was the tag that she made for me. Well, let me back up here. I started it. I sent it to her. She finished it. Isn't it gorgeous? And she started one, sent it to me, and I finished it. So I just wanted to journal a little bit about that. So she had sent this paper in the background, and there was a little piece here that was not, I guess I should have organized this before I started, but like I said, I'm just sitting here playing. So there was a little piece here that's more plain that I could have showed you, but I don't know where that is now. Oh, here's one of them. Okay, so this was two separate pieces. This piece had some rings on it, and because this piece wasn't big enough for the journal page, I put the two different pieces together, and I said, well, that's like a TP roll size ring. So this ring was here. So I got out some paint, and I just made some more rings, and then she said, oh, she's got little ones on there too. And I used the cap to these sprays and put some little ones, and I'm like, ooh, they look like bubbles. So I was getting into this mixed media mode, so I sprayed on top of that with this spray she gave me, mica spray, ruby, evergreen, and lapis. So I put a little of that, and it's hard to see, but it's really gorgeous when you move the journal into the sunshine or the light source. You can see the sheen on there from the mica. So I topped it with this belly band, and this belly band is made from this kind of waxy paper bag, and you can see I sprayed that with the, isn't that pretty? With the spray. I sprayed it, and then I put Mod Podge on it, and then I stenciled it with some gears, steampunk gears, and then I put some more spray on it, and then I put this mushroom sticker, burlap, and one of these little wooden pieces. These were gifted to me. I had some of this bronze paint left on the plastic lid I was using as a palette, and I didn't want to waste it, so I said, well, I'll just paint some of this wood, and then these will be all done for when I want to use them. But then I figured, oh, that round one fits nice with this clock. These are things I got for my steampunk journal. So this is me journaling about things for my steampunk journal. That's called meta journaling, right? And the reason I used mushrooms is because the one that I made, this is the thank you card from her. The one that I made for her has these mushrooms on it. So this was what she sent me. I put the metal rabbit on one side, and I put the mushroom, left some space for journaling on the back. The background on here is also some of that paper bag. And these are just photo printout. I don't know why I rounded the tops. I was going to do something with them a while ago. And this is something else that's been floating around on the desk. That I said I really just need to put that into a journal because they're already printed out. But here's the problem. I didn't make that space big enough for this card. I did make it big enough for her other thank you card. I had two from her. And this is the other one. I had this really pretty embossed cover to the card. So I did distress it and round the corners and put some of this paper on the back. And I'm going to put a picture of the tag that she finished for me right there. This is from the same sheet of paper, I believe. And that's going to go in there. See, it fits this. But I was going to put this one in there too, but it's not big enough. So I'll just put that one over here. I'll do something to this page and put that card over there. So while this spread is done, this one I need to add the picture of the tag, and then I need to do something to this page so I can add this. Or I could just make it simple. I could just glue it down. I could just glue it down. I hate to read things sideways though. So I can make a pocket or something here, slip it inside. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have to do those two things. Oh. And I wanted to talk about this. I think these are jelly plates because it's got this crusty edge bit with this green. And I love that so much. So I just ripped along that, made sure that I got all that crusty goodness onto the page, so I trimmed the paper off on this side so I can still have that. And then, because I have black stenciling, I'm like, ooh, let me add some black lace to the edge because, I don't know, it's like nothing goes, but it's like, I'm loving it. I love the mixed media on this paper bag. This is what it looks like. With the Mod Podge and the sprays and the stenciling and the stamp and the burlap and the wood and the little clock, and now I've got lace on there, and I think this is a jelly print. Melanie, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then the mica sprays and the bronze circles. It's just, I don't know. And then this is going to go in here. She embossed this, and that just adds more to it. Because it's got green here, and I've got this green card, and I'm like, ooh, I'm just loving this. I'm loving this. Oh, I wonder if I could put black something on this side. I know this purple doesn't go with anything, but that's okay. It's a junk journal. Nothing has to go with anything. Or you know what? I could put that card on this side. Because I got the black lace there. I could put something completely different over here. Oh, let's see. All right, let me come up with an idea. Okay, so I was thinking about putting something here, but I think I'm going to leave it like it is so that it is a nice backdrop for the mushroom and the little cluster there. And on this side, I do have a picture of the tag that Melody made for me, and I did some scribble writing down here so it kind of blends in a little bit. My tag that Melody finished. My tag that Melody finished. Yep, that's what it says. Okay. All right. And that's just going to go there like that. So this is like a mystery page. I was just thinking about this. It's like every page is quite obvious what it is. Ice cream, peaches, soda pop, 4th of July, corn, sisters, graduation. Okay. But then this is like the mystery page. You don't know what this page is about until you pull out the card and see the tag there. And the same thing for the other side. And this is this is what I put. I found this paper with the dominoes on it in the Tattered Time stack. And I was looking for something black, shiny black, to go with the thank you card. Okay. And I'm like, am I going to use these dominoes in my steampunk? I'm not really sure I am. So I just used it as like a very fat belly band for the thank you card. Fits perfectly in there. Keep it nice and snug. And you're not going to know what this is about until you open it up and read about the tags over here. So back to back, these are my two mystery pages that you have no idea what they're about until you actually interact with the pages. So I thought that was kind of interesting for a change. So I've got one spread and back to back done. There's still I don't know, like 6 or 8 more pages in here. And my goodness, look at that. So I'm going to put this aside for a few minutes. That's enough of that for today. Y'all come back sometime, you hear? Y'all come back.